Yo, we're going to check your packet for chapters 12 through 14 of the Odyssey. Alright, so chapter 12 we did together, Reader's Theater, so you know what happens. We have reunited father and son. It was so beautiful. We loved it. Great, chapter 13. Let's move on from there. So for chapter 13, this is when father and son are coming back to take what's theirs. So the suitors are plotting against Telemachus because they think he's going to stop them from marrying Penelope. Remember, Penelope is Odysseus' wife, and all of the suitors have shown up being like, hey, Odysseus is gone, maybe we should try and marry her. And so they are mad at Telemachus right now because he's kind of the in-between. Okay? Next. Odysseus is treated poorly by the suitors, and he gets in a hobo fight, or I don't know if you want to call it that, but he gets in a fight, right? So Odysseus comes in disguised as a beggar, and they are all upset at him. They don't know what to do. They see him kind of as a threat, but also like, you don't belong here. We've been waiting our turn, on and on. Okay? So we got that going on. And then last but certainly not least, Telemachus stands up for his dad. So even though nobody knows that it is Odysseus except for Telemachus, right? Penelope doesn't even know. Telemachus is brave and he stands up for his dad. Kind of a huge deal against the suitors because they're a little bit scary. Please check chapter 13 right now. Do you have something around that? Hopefully. Alright, then chapter 14, guys. We're getting there, right? We are trucking along here. Chapter 14. So the first one is Penelope talks to Odysseus, and she still doesn't know. So he's still disguised as the beggar. She has no idea who he is, which is just like, like it's crazy. They haven't seen each other for so long, right? It's so crazy. All right, so the next, spoiler alert. Next, Penelope tells Odysseus about the contest and how she's going to choose a suitor. So again, she's saying kind of this competition is going to be set up, and whoever is able to prove themselves will become my suitor, become my new husband, because where's Odysseus, we don't know. Alright, and then finally, Euryclea helps Odysseus and learns who he really is from a scar he has. So remember, that's when he's getting his feet washed, kind of getting ready for this competition, and she's like, oh my gosh, I know you, right? So I think the important part is he's starting to be discovered, but the important people don't know yet. So some people know, Telemachus knows, but some people don't know yet. Okay, so we're going to see how that comes into play for him. Alright, so your discussion question. Does it feel like Odysseus has learned any lessons on his journey that are helping him deal with the suitors and his return home? What lessons are those? Is there anything he should be doing differently? Obviously, guys, your answers are going to vary. There's a lot of things that you could answer here, but I think ultimately it's important that you focus on how he was a little bit cautious coming home, but he also was listening to what Athena said, right? She had a big role in this as well. Oh my gosh, the gods actually are on his side for like a little bit. Okay? Alright, so let's check vocab. So again, no technology needed here. This should have been straight context clues that you guys were using here. So the first one was the word downcast, and that was in chapter 12. That's an adjective, and it means sad. In the text, it talks about Telemachus saying like he felt downcast. So it kind of makes you think about being sad, lonely, that kind of thing. Okay? And then the next one is derision. Okay? And here that is a noun. That's going to be like mockery, ridicule, making fun of. And so when they're talking about the suitors, it's how they're going to be making fun of the suitors there. Okay? And then last but not least, author's language. Okay? So here is the passage. With those words, he threw his arms around Telemachus and held him close. Great sobs welled up from both men, and the father's tears mingled with the son's as they ran freely down their faces. So beautiful. Okay, so what is the tone of this passage first? What feeling is stirred up in you? For me, I said it is both emotional and dramatic, right? Like they literally have not seen each other for most of their lives, and now they're seeing each other. That's intense, right? What are some words that help create that tone? We got the tears and the sobs and the welling up of the tears, and they're mingling and holding each other close, right? Awesome. Any sort of figurative language that we see here? Well, if you guys look closely, it's talking about how the tears are running freely. That would be personification. Tears are not alive, right? They're not actually running. And then finally, connotation, positive, negative, or neutral. I said absolutely positive, right? This is an exciting moment where father and son are reunited. So that's a positive thing in my mind. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Make sure you have everything you need on your packet, and we will see what happens at the end.